Yo, what's up? Welcome to the Ether Evolution podcast. Today we got our first ever guest ever on the show. It's a special one for me. He's not only my day one, but I feel like he's comedy royalty already. He's a master manifester, a master visionary. Anything he puts his mind to, it happens. Cute. It's only some of the attributes of him, and I reckon he's going to be a GOAT very soon. Next to him, he's got his partner, his beautiful partner. He's got a beautiful partner who's also an entrepreneur. She leads the country in the twerk scene. And I believe he wouldn't get anywhere where he is without her.
Ooh, love that.
Thanks, man. Happy to be here, man. Thanks for that
Dre
intro, bro.
Skrila Abbi.
Yeah, man. We're here, team. Yeah, what's up, man? What's up? Yo, before we start, I just want to say congratulations on your guys' thing that you guys are doing,
Thank you.
Because it's not easy, guys. Like, just to put yourself out there and open yourself up to the internet to receive it however they're going to receive it. It's not the easiest thing. So, yeah, it's amazing watching this happen.
Thank you, and thank you for the space. Thanks for letting us use your creative space.
Anytime, man.
Oh, let's start with current affairs. What did you do on Friday? Friday night.
We went to your premiere.
Oh, yeah. Fucking hell, the premiere. Well, yeah, we went to the premiere for, we shot something for Comedy Central. So the funny thing about that is, which was Bouncers alongside my good mate, Joey, who was fucking the man, and Nat, who's also another stand-up comedian. And like, the buzzy thing about that is that we shot that a year ago. Like, you guys probably already know, but I shot that over a year ago, so now it's all coming out, and everyone was like, fuck me, congratulations and stuff like that, which is cool too. Like, I appreciate the love, but I'm also like, fuck man, like I shot that like a year ago. Yeah.
That whole journey started about 2 years ago. Like,
so I've already been through like my roller coaster of emotions for the whole thing. And then
so what is it? Let us know.
Oh, so it's a eight episode series for Comedy Central, which is already huge because so we're like the first island, like Pacific Islanders, to even get picked up for a thing like that with Comedy Central UK. So
it's massive.
It's fucking huge, and like huge for me. And it was also like the first time that like I got to like bridge the gap between me and like the industry.
Yeah.
Which is super huge for not just me, but it's super huge for everybody that's like a fan of me, for everybody that's like from the hood, for like everybody that's just like come up with not the usual fucking thing that's going to be on TV, you know what I mean? It was never supposed to happen, you know what I mean? It's one of those things that's like, that's not supposed to happen. A guy like that shouldn't be on doing all of these sort of things. So that's why it's so massive.
Especially like a big professional production.
Oh, yeah, and we had some issues with it too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like they were like, because I've been to prison and stuff like that.
Right.
Like, it almost got cancelled. Like they almost, not got cancelled, but just like they almost were like, oh, we might not be able to go through with it because of Dre's history.
Yeah, they had to like dig deeper.
Yeah, so then we had like this big thing last year where like, my people are like, we're not doing the show without him. And they're like, well, the show's not going to get done then. And
That's
then it's
awesome to get backed like that.
Yeah. So it was fucking, it was a bit of a ride.
It's so crazy that some productions can still be like that when aren't you the best role model, You're showing kids that, you can fuck up with a little part of your life and still come out and make it, make something of your life.
Yeah.
And for people to still like, put a hold on that is crazy when actually it's going to be really beneficial for them, because look at the fan base that you're bringing to that. Like I never watched Comedy Central, but guess what, Dre Skrila's on there. I'm a fan. I'm going to watch it now.
Yeah, that's massive as well.
Even
just to be on, like, even just to tell your parents or even tell the boys that you own Comedy Central.
Gee, how crazy is that? Jimmy still watch all that shit. Even like, like just like Family Guy, South Park and shit. Like I love that shit. All Comedy Central. Even though I talk mad shit about TV and like all the TV people, like shit, my bad, but like, bro, like I talk mad shit about TV because I'm so internet, I'm such an internet kid. But fucking huge, bro. Comedy Central, like what the fuck?
Massive.
That's got us through those late nights.
Yeah, yo, that's shit's insane, man.
Right, so jail then. Why did you go to jail?
Well, there was a couple things. Do you
want to start from the start?
Well, it depends how far you want me to go back.
How long have you guys
got? How much time have you got?
I mean, these guys are day ones, like. It's good to have like one of your day ones here to be like, yep, that happened.
that's crazy. Yeah, that is actually crazy. So before I went to prison, what was that? Like 2016 now?
16, I think.
So I got locked up in 2016, but back when I was like, I think I got charged for everything when I was 19. So I was in jail for like 20, 21, 22, 23.
Yeah.
And then came home before my 24th. But I was just like doing heaps of drugs. Thought like, like a big thing where I come from was like everybody was joining gangs. So I was like, oh, fuck, like this is the end thing. Like obviously now that I've had time to grow and stuff like that, went away to prison and realized like that's not what I want to do. But that's how it pretty much all started, like all my fucking people around me, that was the whole thing. So I'm just like doing drugs, robbing people, like this and that. And like I'm just, like I'm just like this and that. And it's just like, at the time it's normal for us. Like we didn't know, like I always explain it like this, like we didn't have like positive role models, like positive male role models. Even the people that like, there was people around us, like my dad had a job and like people worked in that, but it was never like, it was like, you never idolized the guy that fucking, like he was never the guy that was pushed like, oh my God, I want to be a scaffolder. Like,
You
like
always
you never,
use scaffolder.
I don't, cause it's just like, it's easy, you know what I mean? But,
Scaffolder.
Like a trade.
like any trade, like, you know what I mean? Like no one wanted to be like,
He wasn't wearing the gold.
Nah, like
he
you're
wasn't
like
driving the bike.
he wasn't riding. Yeah, he didn't do any of that sort of stuff. So we're looking at that, and it's like, and the reason why I say that as well is because these days it's different. So now you see the tradie with everything.
Yeah.
And now there's this different thing where it's like, oh shit, like this fucking dude's on. What is he? Now it's like, oh, he owns his own business.
Yeah.
He did it this way, but we didn't have any of that sort of shit.
Yeah.
hard out.
Plus, I don't have any sports players in my family.
Yeah.
So there was no like positive role model like, oh, go join a league team or like go do that. Because look, I could have fucking been in the NRL too. Or the NBA.
Oh
like,
my God.
if I had someone around me that was like telling me like, if someone put me in like NBA or some shit, I'll be in the fucking NBA. Like trust. Like if I wanted to, it would have happened. But there was no one around that, Yeah. So anyway, I don't know where I was at, but robbed some people, went to jail. But I was like definitely high on drugs and I was definitely like just around the wrong crowds and stuff. But it was a blessing in disguise. I went to jail. I did a lot of therapy. I learned a lot. It changed my life. And like these days now was like the best years of my life.
Yeah.
So it was
Shaping
fucking.
But even like when I first come and seen you in prison, I remember seeing you in like week 2 or some shit. Bro, and you were just down in the dumps. He was like, fuck, I had a fight on the first day. Like, fuck.
Yeah.
I was like, hang in there, my nigga.
Yeah.
And then I come back like a few times it was like that. And then I come back like 2 months later, all of a sudden, he's a full vegetarian. He's reading health magazines. He's reading health magazines. He's trying to break the records in the gym. And I was just like, what the hell? So how'd you get that mindset inside there?
Bro, it was like, whoa, like I was thinking I got a hiding. That shit was life changing for me. Bro, like that hiding was like, it wasn't even that. I've had worse hidings, but like shout out to the docs, like, he's the bro now, but you know what I mean? Like shout out to the docs, but man, it was like, I almost needed it because it's just one of those things where it was like, it happened. And then I was like, fuck, yo, I'm not doing drugs no more. Like, well, I'm not smoking crack no more. I was like, fuck, I ain't smoking crack. That shit makes you weak. And then I was like, fuck, I'm gonna start training. Like, this fucking dude punched my head in. Like,
were you small when you went in, like size, because of?
I was just like skinny and just like, it's weird because when you're out here and you just think that you're tougher than you actually are.
Yeah.
And then you go to prison where everyone's just super healthy and like training all the time.
Yeah, that is so crazy.
And then you realize like, oh shit, this is what like tough people actually are. It's because they're healthy. It's like being healthy, strong,
Well,
that's
you
strong.
weren't active either.
I was not active. I couldn't even do 10 push-ups when I got there. So like, we have that fight and stuff, and there's just heaps of fights and stuff. And in the beginning of prison, you're sort of just like training for survival,
Yeah.
But then you actually like adapt. And then I started just like, you got nothing else to do. And then I was like, sweet, well, like, let me just like fucking read books. That's going to make me smarter. Let me train harder because that's going to make me... Because when I was in jail, all you're thinking is about like, fuck, when I come home, I want to show everybody like, fuck, look at me, G, like I'm fucking on, Because at the time, I didn't have a missus or girlfriend or anything. I did actually. She cheated on me so many times, fucking bitch ass. But like, anyway, But you know, so I'm in there like training. I'm like, I'm gonna get all the pictures. Like when I come home, I'm gonna be like this and that, you know. So that was.
Was there just like a moment you had to kind of like accept what was happening and accept your present, accept your now, and just be like, okay, what can I do to like at least change my mind frame and get on with this?
100%. You just gotta be positive in there. Like you can't be like, you have no choice. Like you can't be shattered. Because then you're probably going to get another hiding just for being like, you know, and because it's just like so many people worse off in there. And like, I had the boys still coming to see me. Like these dudes were still coming in. Like that's
Do you know, I actually
so
came
rare.
one time.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, I was in the car park. Because he normally would go with him. And Hims couldn't make it one day.
Yeah, that was pretty much it. That was pretty much my mindset at the beginning. Is just like trying to stay positive. I knew as well, bro, like, this is something that I told my mum before they locked me up, because she's like, you know, crying. It was an emotional time for all of us. But she was like, she asked me in the beginning, like, oh, you know, how long are they going to take you for? And I was like, Mum, you know, they couldn't even sentence me for the amount of bad that I've done up until now. So I was like, fuck, it's all good. Like, I knew that, like, it was like, if you know, like, that you've done the crime and shit like that, like if you know you deserve it, and I felt like I was like, fuck, I've done so much bad shit to people, and that's why I always say it in other podcasts too when they're talking to me about like, people are like, bro, you're such a role model, you're such this and that, and I'm like, bro, I've done so much fucking bad shit. I told my mum that, I was like, you know, they couldn't even give me enough time for all of the shit that I've done, so it's all good, you know, and that's the way that I had, like my mindset in prison was like, when they gave 6 years, you know, I was like, fuck. I felt like that was unfair, but then when I got back to the prison, I was like, fuck it, you know, like, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Because, like, you know the shit that, like, we done back then.
Yeah, hard out.
Fuck, like, I don't want to get into it, but, like, bro, like, you know.
In case you get charged.
Yeah, in case they fucking find me, in case they find this podcast and they go, yeah, we got this motherfucker.
Yeah, hard.
Yeah.
But, like, you know, just like, bad things that I'm not proud of either. And it's nothing to be proud of, but, yeah, man, it's just like.
Tim gets like that sometimes about like losses that we have in our life, like now that we've changed and like, you know, he's come out of all the shit that he was doing. If we have a loss or something, he's just like, oh, you know, I feel like that's just a bit of karma, and like that was never meant for me, and you know, it's making way for good shit to come through. But he definitely feels like he's got a lot of shit to pay for as well.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Yeah.
Probably take a couple years.
yeah, bro. Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm the
It's
same
a
as
good
that.
mindset to have though,
100%.
because again, it's that acceptance. It's like, okay, I fucking did this, not like rolling around in self-pity. Like you're gonna
Can't
have
be
a
the
shit,
victim.
you're gonna have a shit
Yeah.
experience, and if you can't break that victimhood, you're just always gonna attract that back into your life.
Hard out.
Yeah, 100%. That's exactly it, man. The universe will fucking serve you with what's right, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, it gives you what you fucking deserve, and not what you want, you know.
I know.
And what you think as well.
Yeah, bro. And like I
If
believe.
you think you're gonna get something, you're gonna get that, regardless if it's good or bad.
Yeah. Bro, this is how it goes, man.
Hard out.
So when you got out, was it an instant like, okay, I'm done with the streets, I'm done with like idolizing these kind of people, or were you just like back and forth with it?
I had gone through, like, I did like a year of therapy where I just had like psychs and fucking therapists just like day in, day out, just like fucking breaking me apart, putting me back together sort of thing.
Yeah.
And which I loved it. That shit actually fucking changed my life too. It's just like doing heaps of therapy and being able to talk to people and shit. So I always tell people, like, you know, that shit works. Like, to be able to talk to someone that's like doesn't judge you, has got no ties towards you or anything, is just something different about it. And it's like not until you go and do it that you actually realize like, oh, this therapy shit's real. And like I said, like, we come from a place where it's like, what the fuck, you're gonna go therapy? What do you need that shit, you know? And then you're like, yo, why do all these fucking white people do it? Because they're smart, you know? We don't know this shit, you know? I'm like, bruh, fuck, man, that's why we're all fucked a little bit. But it changed my, like, the hardest thing was that I was the guy that went to jail, and then having to come home and be like, to the boys, and be like, yo, like, oh, I'm gonna just, like, I don't want to be gangster anymore. I want to make funny videos. Like, that is like crazy. Like, what the fuck? You just got home from jail. People were coming to me straight away trying to put me on, like, straight away. Like,
Yeah.
as soon as I came home, it was like, shit, we're fucking on, like this and that, you know? And it was like, I don't want none of that. Like, I don't want that. I don't fucking like.
And it would be
And it's
hard to
hard.
turn down as well.
It's
That fast money, like
hard. It's hard to turn down. You always think like, well, I always thought the worst, like, so I was like, oh, I'm gonna be like, I want to make these funny videos, and all the boys will be like, what the fuck, G, like,
yeah.
And that's why I didn't post for ages either, because I was like, just didn't have the confidence, until then it just like did one, and then it's like sweet, everyone's cool, thought it was funny, and then that was it. But yeah, it was hard for me to be like, oh, I don't want to like do gangster shit anymore.
Yeah.
But I felt like it was never for me.
Yeah.
Like I don't like hurting people and shit like that.
Yeah.
And I did so much of it, and then it's like,
that's what I think about you. Like you seem like such a gentle giant to me.
I hate
Like
all of
I
that.
can't
Shit.
imagine you being like nasty.
Yeah, it's
Exactly.
wild, eh? Neither
Yeah.
can I.
But that's what he means when he's talking about like it wasn't good or bad. Like you never knew you were doing anything bad. Or good. It was just it is what it is. It's
The
how
way
it
of
happened
life.
every
Yeah, just
fucking-
how it was happening.
every
yeah.
weekend, every week. It was just how it was, you know. It wasn't good or bad until
I
you
know
realize
Tim
when you're
talks
older.
about that a lot.
Yeah.
Like when he was like jacking cars and shit. He's like, we never did that to make money off the car. We did that because it was fun.
Or to get to
Yeah.
a party.
Yeah,
or like,
You don't.
it was never. The boys would never, or like anyone would
There
never
was
get a
no
car
Uber.
to get a car just to have a car.
Yeah.
It was like, bro, we need to get up to this party. Fucking,
Yeah.
it's pumping. We can see the fucking Snapchats of it. Let's get a car.
It's wild.
It wasn't like there was no malicious or any bad intent behind it. It was always for like our fun.
Yeah.
These
definitely.
days we just get in an Uber and go to the
Yeah. These days it's crazy. I see crimes in like the Herald and shit. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, you know, you're scrolling on Facebook, you're like, this fucking idiot. And I'm like, I used to do that shit, you know? I'm like, you fucking, what the fuck? But hey, man.
Hey.
Yeah, that's it, man. That was the hardest thing. Once the boys, once all the boys were like super, like once they told me that my videos and shit were funny, that was it. Game over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we've already always been fun. I used to tell this dude all, hey, he's one of the funniest people I know. Like,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
You know?
You showed me a
100%.
video like years and years ago of you guys, like making a video in front of like it was like a skit. And
Yeah,
it
well,
was,
that's what.
it
Hey,
was
this-
years ago. You
Yeah.
guys were like young.
Skits were normal.
Skits were normal, bro.
Skits were, we used to fucking video skits all the time. Like
yeah.
all the boys as well, not just us. It was like
Yeah, it was everyone.
all the Massey boys. There was just
Yeah.
skits and alcohol.
It wasn't even me either. It was like these dudes
video.
that were doing it before
Like
me.
Taze.
Yeah, like
Taze is
funniest
like
cunt as well.
the
Like,
quietest person, and Tim would always be like, "Fuck, Taze is so funny." Blah blah
You
blah. I'm
say
like,
that too,
what are
right?
you
One of the funniest
talking
people I know,
about? He
bro.
doesn't talk. Like he's a mute.
yeah,
And
nah,
then
man.
like I would see some of their videos. I'm like, "Fuck."
yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yo.
so funny. So did you ever feel like people didn't want you to leave that lifestyle, and that they kind of like would try and not like sabotage you, but kind of like try and hold you in there?
Sort of trying to hold me, like, I'll look at it like I sort of like maybe in a different way, like was sort of blessed with like, because I came home with parole conditions. So, and part of my parole conditions was that I wasn't allowed to hang out with gang members.
Right.
No gang members. And I try to fight it, and I was like, yo, my best mates are gang members. Like,
Yeah,
you-
I'm pretty sure a few days
yeah.
later you were like at the boys' house. That's where I first met you.
Maybe, allegedly,
Allegedly.
allegedly. But yeah. So like, I wasn't allowed drugs. I wasn't allowed alcohol. I wasn't allowed to be hanging out with gang members and stuff like that. So I was like looking at it like, fuck it, like I'm gonna get a job. And I'm gonna just do that. And I like had told the boys like, yo, I'm not allowed to be seen with anyone. I can't really be in photos, like shit like that.
Yeah.
And so that kind of helped, because if they were to just let me out of jail and just like let me just like, you're free,
Yeah.
then it might have been different, you know. I might have slowly, because I see it happen with some of the other boys, and like, but yeah,
So you're kind of one of those people where like jail and parole like
worked. Yes, they have a statistic thing, and I'm one of those
Yeah,
numbers that
yeah.
fucking works.
And like, listen, you're like so grateful for it.
The most grateful. I told all those people in jail too that.
Yeah.
I told it like, or if I honestly, everything I say comes true, right down to like it's fucking crazy. It's
Yeah.
so crazy. My life's crazy right now,
Yeah.
and I said all of it. It was like I written on paper, like what I was gonna do when I come home. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna
Yeah.
do this. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do it this way. This is how, but it's just gone faster than I expected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all. That's the only thing.
Yeah, that's why I said you're a master manifester, because anything you want, I remember everything you used to tell us.
Yo.
You're like, oh, I'm going to do this,
Yeah.
and boom, look, studio, everything, acting on TV.
Literally, we're
videos.
sitting in your studio.
Yeah, that fucking hell,
Sitting
man.
in
It's
shoe,
just
wearing your own
crazy.
clothes.
Yeah, I know. Fuck. Crazy,
We
man.
even saw that guy that you used to be in prison with not long ago, and he's like, you did everything you said, like,
Yo.
remember? And he was like telling him, and like he's told me all of this, but obviously he tells me like, and then he's like, remember when we were sitting in the cell and you would say this, this, and this, and it's all come true, and we like know that you were doing that, and he's like obviously just gotten out. It was so cool.
Yeah,
That's so cool.
every person I see from jail is all like, they all buzz out.
Yeah.
Because like to jail people, I'm like kind of extra famous. Like,
Yeah.
So like,
Remember when you went back?
yeah, and I went back. Oh yeah, I went back to jail, right?
I remember that.
You remember I went back to jail? It was only for 30 days. I got recalled though.
We were so gutted for you.
I was so good.
We just were, yeah, of
It
course.
was fucking heartbreaking.
But
man.
we just thought like, you know, like I just thought that was it, you know, for you. I thought
Yeah.
you were back and that's it.
Yeah, same. I was telling her to leave me and shit.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
said goodbye for a year, and I was like, nah, I'm not convinced it's not
Yeah.
gonna be a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Well, I went back anyway, and I was like, fucking, like fucking famous in there. It was crack up, you know? like they were giving
How
me.
do they know?
They were just letting me do whatever. Like even the prison was just like, like extra sandwiches and shit. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, are you kidding me? Like, bro, this is crazy. They were giving me like fucking special phone calls and just all sorts of shit that you don't
so
get. And I was
funny.
like, this is crazy, bro. Like,
So
but,
what?
yeah.
When did you guys meet then?
we're
How did you meet as well?
I met him like 3 months after he got out of jail the first time.
Right.
And we met at Kong.
I just say a nightclub so we don't give them special fucking, but yeah, too late. Yeah.
And then that was pretty much it. Like, there was no, we just met at the club.
Were you
and
twerking?
I was. He has videos of
Yes.
me twerking that night. So I just got back from like this huge trip, and he had kind of like just started blowing up on the internet. And I ended up on his story and like got all these messages from people, but I had like no idea. Like, yeah, but anyway. So like you had like 2,000 followers or something, and it was like huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did he pursue you?
Bro, I had just come back from jail. I was like fit, fucking trained up, like healthy as fuck. Like I was walking into the club, like anywhere I was going, I was walking in like I'm fucking like I own the place. Because I was
You're
just
the man with 2,000 followers.
yeah, or like just like fuck. Like there was like no, I was undeniable that night. Like it didn't matter what was happening, who it was, whatever. I was undeniable straight up. That's the way it felt like. But yeah, I only had 2,000 followers. So, yeah, it was actually the first night I went out that someone asked me for a photo, which was like,
and it wasn't me.
yeah, it was crack up because like the first time that people came to me and were like, yo, can we get a photo? And she just happened to be leaving with me and we were outside of the club and people were coming and being like, yo, can we get a photo? And it was the first time and I was like, I cracked it. I was like, I'm an easy photo in the bag, you know? Bro. And it was just by coincidence that they were like, and she's like, fuck, who are you, you know? And I was like, yeah, fuck, standard. It's the first time me doing backflips in my brain.
So, but now, like, how do you find it going out when obviously there's so many people wanting photos? Like, we were leaving Snoop Dogg and this guy's got his hat down, he's got his head down, he's like way in front of us because like trying to get to gigs and stuff like that is quite hard, eh? Like everyone wants a photo. Like, how do you handle it, Abby?
Like at the beginning, that was probably the hardest part, like mainly only at gigs though.
Yeah.
Because I just felt like for ages he would be like missing and I'd be like, you know, at the back, like trying to kind of hide.
Yeah.
But now like I'm all good with it. Like it's kind of just normal.
Yeah.
I often will like offer to take the photo because then it feels like I have a
hate that.
purpose. He hates me doing
hate
that.
I won't
But
allow
I'm
it.
like, it's like so awkward when you're standing there and they're like trying to figure out how they're
Yeah.
going to get this photo, but then it goes on too long. Yeah. And I think it's just like, I'm completely fine with it now. And mainly because most people who are asking him for a photo, like are they're showing me love as well.
Yeah,
and like super
hard
kind
out.
to
I
me.
seen that someone asked you for a photo at
Oh
Snoop
yeah,
Dogg.
I think that was the first time.
Yeah,
Oh
I seen
my
that.
god,
Super
you've
fan.
cracked it.
Like usually, like it would be like, oh, you jump in with it, but
Yeah,
like
yeah.
this, yeah, I remember that was the first time,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh my god, cool.
And she wrote like what, like you're a boss bitch or like
Yeah.
something like that. Eh?
Yeah, it was so cute.
So cute.
But yeah, like it's not often like you love having photos with people. Eh? It was just like even when we were leaving Snoop Dogg that night, it was purely because if we didn't do that, you guys would have left
we were
without
with
us.
such a big group.
And then everyone would be like coming
Yeah.
here, and so he was like, I have to like get out quickly,
Yeah.
like it has to happen quick. And I was like, okay, but I'm like running because I'm half the size of him.
Shout out.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes I would get like that just if we would go like just us somewhere. Obviously, like he was in a MC, so he just knew so many people, and I felt like he would stop and talk to every single person. He would slap hands with like 100 people, just trying to get like from the club door
Yeah.
up the
Yo.
stairs, you know, like.
How
and-
fucking annoying is that though? Sorry to cut you off.
No, it
Fuck, like
is.
100 people sometimes.
Bro.
You're like, fuck.
I
You forget. You don't even know if you shook this guy fucking 3 times. You're like,
Yeah.
"Sup, my G, yo,
And
bro."
it's so awkward for you because you just
Some dude
stand
following
there.
you, like, come
Yeah.
again. You're like, what the fuck? I seen you like 100 meters down there.
Man. Anyway,
Yeah.
sorry. Carry on.
No, it's just awkward for us because we like stand there. It even happens in like malls and stuff. Like,
Most people say hi to me now, like, or
Yeah.
like will say little comments like about twerk or like
Yeah.
something, or like, I love your guys' videos, like I do them too, and I don't, but like, you know,
Yeah.
they kind
Love
of,
it.
most people make an effort to like involve me so I'm not this awkward bystander.
Bro,
Yeah.
someone said a load of hymns and told them
Yeah.
me from the video.
That's right.
First time ever, and it was hilarious. Like
what
the
they
look on his face.
recognized him as well.
Yeah, like, oh, I've seen you in some vlogs. That was so crack up.
That
Like
is
just the
so
look on his
funny.
face, like, oh, yo, shot G. I was like, feels good, eh? Feels good, eh? But yeah, nah, photos are good, man. Photos is like, yeah, it's. I think I love it so much as well. It's like why I say I love it is because like I dreamt of that shit before it happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So like, and you know, like also it's like if the photos stop, then you're like, oh no, like we fucked up somewhere.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like you know,
Yeah.
like you're like fucking
Falling off.
stocks are going down or something. Like why is no one asking for?
Yeah,
photos?
hard. I think also your guys' followings likes how you guys are like a power couple as well.
Yeah.
That's like
that is
attractive
mentioned
as well in these.
I find that's massive online, like power couples and families, and like they want to see the whole life. That's why
Yeah.
vlogging's
Yeah.
so popular. They want to see like the behind the scenes and what you get up to every day, you know, because especially when people idolize you, they're like, oh, well, what are they doing? Like,
Yeah.
how can I be like that?
Hard out.
How can I wear that shirt? I want to buy his shit. Like,
Yeah,
And they get to know you on like a deeper level.
Yeah.
So like the content that you put out, they have this like, they're like invested in it, you know?
Yeah.
hard out. It's like a little
Yeah.
community. Of,
totally.
yeah, bro.
Yeah.
it's building your brand, eh?
Hard out.
How'd you come up with that idea, like to do your own brand and build yourself?
Like as in like merch or just like
Yeah,
overall?
overall, like-
just overall. Well,
When did you click? Oh shit! I can start building something from this.
good question. Well, I just that's a good question. I just well, I've always been like a YouTube fanatic, you know. So I've already followed heaps of people like for years and years and years. I think like subconsciously I always wanted to do it, like create some kind of content and do that sort of stuff. But just never had the confidence to be like, this is what I'm gonna do. No one else was doing it. But I just think that like just watching everybody over the years, I just already knew like, oh, okay, this is how it goes. Like there's sort of a process, like the blueprint's been done.
Yeah.
And then I'm just following these. I'm just a fan of this person, whoever
Yeah.
it might be. And
Yeah.
then I'm just following the blueprint.
Yeah.
And like these days, I look towards like, Nauk and
Yeah.
like all of them and how they run shit, like how Kyle does everything. And I'm like, they got like Happy Dad, they got the big studios, they do it like their content. And I know like, okay, sweet, like let me just follow the blueprint that's
Yeah.
already been done. And then I'll just put my own little thing on it.
Yeah, well, it's like you create the fan base. And
Yeah.
It's like, now what do I do with the fan base?
Yeah, because that's what it's all about. Anyone can get views, like,
Yeah.
but it's like, what can you like? When you got to be able to turn it into a business, like to
Yeah.
live off it, like
Yeah.
how we
And I
do
think
now.
for a fan, like for me, when I'm a fan of someone, I love buying their shit because I want them to be able to afford to keep doing what they're doing because I
Yeah.
like seeing it, you know?
Yeah. That's
It's
it,
good
man.
to support people that you really like into their shit.
Yeah, hard out. hard out. And that's what, you know, that's the whole goal, is to be like fucking living off this shit and just doing what, because I love this. I love content. I love creating. So like to be able to live off it, and like, man, that's fucking nuts. That's nuts. That's just the goal, man. That's how we, and then branding and stuff like that. You got to do what you got to do, obviously.
Yeah.
Business is kind of fucking weird, to be honest, sometimes, but you know, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
Do you feel like because you're Kiwi and like very relatable to every Kiwi, that like people just want you to do a video here and a video there and like for free type shit?
Oh, I don't do anything for free.
I know that.
There's like, honestly, oh man. Yeah. People want me to, a lot of people probably want me to do a lot of things, but you know, I'm very, very selective these days, because I can be. And that's where you want to be too. You want to be able to say no. Yeah. And like, you want to be able to be like right now, someone could come and be like, oh, you know, we want you to do this. We'll give you $20,000. And I can be like, nah, I don't want it. It might be 1 minute video, 2 minute, whatever the fuck you want me to do. It could be, you want me to do a post. And like, obviously I've built myself to be in that position, but that is the perfect position. Because that's what it's really about, is like being able to say no. And when because these companies will come in and fucking try some shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they don't, and because no one else is out here teaching anyone about social media, it's getting more familiar now, but like there's not anyone sitting back there being like, yo, you know how much fucking millions of dollars these companies got? Like, and then they come in and being like, can you guys just do this for fucking $500?
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, because you don't know.
Yeah.
In the beginning, like, you know, oh, well, yeah, like someone comes to me and like, this is like, what was that, a couple of weeks back or something?
Yeah.
Some crazy shit. And they were like, yo, Joey, we want you to do this, like, we'll pay you $70. And I was like, oh, I couldn't
And some free like shit.
Yeah, and some free shit. And I'm like,
The paying in product, it's
all good. It's all good in the beginning.
For like a huge company. Like
A
who has
huge
money.
company. And like, getting like you just have to go through the motions, which is like, and this is how it starts for everybody. You know, you make videos, you get popular, people go, can we send you this stuff? You go, sweet, because that does feel good too. And it is also good for your brand in the beginning, because that's just like, you just have to build, you can't just be like straight away like, nah, fuck, I want $10,000 right now. You know, like, what the fuck? Like, this doesn't work like that. So, you know, you get your free thing, you go through the motions, but like these days, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, bro, I'm the best in the country, unmatched. You can't even get close to me. Like, make more money than all these boys. Like, it's crazy. Like, fuck, I'm going off. Hey.
You're going off.
This is what happens. I go off. But, you know, like, companies reach out to me saying some stupid shit. Like, come on, bro, you're crazy, bro. Fuck.
Yo,
I think
you
you've
gotta know
always
your
been
worth.
selective
Yeah.
though. Like even when he wasn't making money off this shit and he had a fucking tradie job or whatever, you know, like you would still be selective over who you like paired up with for paid or non-paid work, or 100%. You know, like, and it's always, I think that's just something you've always had.
You actually taught me that, like when we were talking the other week, and like I've only just started getting a few offers here and there, and you were saying like every time you turn something down, your price goes up.
Yeah.
And I was like, that is
I probably learned that off Dre.
It's so true though.
Fuck, I get work like as just the weeks go on, it gets like, look, like bounces just drops.
Yeah.
So now it's like I'm skyrocketing at the moment.
Yeah.
And it's like, once you're hot, it's like fucking.
I feel like so much is going to come after that.
Man.
For people to see you on like a professional production, it's going to really like you already know that you're on that level, but for everyone else to see you on that level, I think it's just it's gonna fucking go crazy.
Yo,
Buckle up.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, we've been waiting there.
We talk about it a lot.
Yeah. I tell her too, because you know, it's like, it's not only me in this, it's like her too, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, I always try and get everyone prepared.
Yeah.
Like just be ready, because it's going to get worse.
Yeah,
you know, like if you think this like
Yeah.
a couple photos at some festivals is like intense, it's like, fuck, just get ready, because this is like, because I'm going to go to the moon, you know, and I'm just like, man, just as long as she's happy.
Yeah.
Because the last thing you would want to do is be like, fucking now it's like, oh, all the fame and all the money and all this and all this, and then she's like unhappy with it, and it's like, fuck.
That's so good that you guys can have those combos pre all of that shit happening. Like you've got that solid foundation and like
It's been years of it though, like right from the beginning.
Yeah.
I think he's been preparing me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, and it's been, I think, good to like not have come in at like this level.
Yeah.
You know, like it feels like I've been there from that beginning part where he first started getting noticed. So like I kind of have grown with it rather than me come in and like have to get used to this extreme.
And it's
like,
so cool that you've got like your own shit going on as well, you know, like you're not there writing it, you know, and that's probably what he loves about it. Like you're making the most of your thing, like, which is so cool, like to see you like making money off your passion as well. Like, how did you even start with the twerking?
So like years ago I like lost heaps of weight, and it was because I did all this like dance fitness, like Zumba and stuff. And I started running like my own,
it works.
Zumba? Did you do Zumba?
Heaps, yeah.
Oh my God.
I lost like 10 kgs or something.
Hey,
what?
Yeah,
OG.
I'll never show you the photos, but it was bad.
We'll put one up on screen.
Here's one right
Nobody
here.
go looking. And then I started like taking all these, like my own ones, like being an instructor.
Yeah.
And then this chick, Hayley, started Twerk It Out NZ. She's from the UK. And somehow we got connected, and I just like absolutely loved it. Like I think I just always loved twerking, or thought I was mean at it. I'm way better now.
You're doing it, by the way, for the little booty girls.
I love that.
And like dancing in general, though, eh?
Yeah, I do. I
Yeah.
dance
Like, she
like
did dancing
yeah.
while you were a little kid for years and years, remember?
Yeah, I did like ballet from when I was like 5.
Yeah.
and
Oh,
then-
true.
Yeah, I was just that kid that
So
went
it's
to
always
dance
been
after
like
school.
your creative outlet.
Yeah, I just stopped for years because I had like back surgery when I was like 14.
Wow.
Yeah.
What was that for?
So I've got scoliosis, which
Yeah.
is like a curved spine, and then I had like a I was born with something like was wrong with my spinal cord, so they had to fix that before they could fix my put the rods in. So I had 2 surgeries. Yeah, they were like
Shit.
huge.
How
yeah.
old were you when you had that?
I was 14.
Oh my God.
How long was the recovery on a spinal surgery?
So it was supposed to be like a real long recovery. I think I wasn't allowed at school for a month for each one. But like to the day, like that last 2 weeks, I could have gone to school. They even let me out of the hospital like a week before. I think I just had like a very good recovery.
Oh man.
Right.
Like I was like jumping off wharfs and stuff like 3 months later, and my dad was like gonna have a heart attack when he caught me. Like,
Oh,
my
I definitely
God.
would have.
yeah.
And so crazy that you could like dance and do everything that you're doing.
Well, my dad even was saying to like the surgeon, he's like, can she do all this stuff? Like, is it okay? And he was like, honestly, like, don't stop, because the minute you stop, like, you won't be able to do it. Like, keep pushing it to the max. And I'm like, okay.
Get a mental
Totally.
block, eh? Just
Yeah.
if you did that, yeah.
So you met this girl.
Oh, yeah. So she started Twerk It Out NZ, and then very quickly, like, I somehow became, like, the face of it. Like, she moved back to the UK, and she was doing all the admin side of things, and I was, like, the person out in the streets doing the promo at the clubs, like,
Wow.
running all the classes, all the hens parties.
So you're doing it in clubs first.
Nah, the classes and hens parties were first, and then the more, like, we became more known, it was like, you know, can you come and do, like, or, like, you and your girls come in for the night, stuff like that.
Oh, right. It's like a new age go-go dancer.
Yeah, yeah. And I did that for a while, like, not hard out, like,
Yeah.
and then when COVID happened, she wasn't going to come back. So
Right.
I bought it off her.
Amazing.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
So how much people in like your first class compared to now?
I can't remember my first class, like, ever, but I remember, like, it took ages to build up. Like, I think probably I had, like, 5 or 6 people, like, on a regular basis. But it's taken years to, like, build to, like, just full classes and, like, quite a little, like, community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Yeah, like, now I try and cut it at, like, 23 just because of the studio side.
Yeah.
But like when I've done master classes and stuff, I think my biggest class has been like 65 people.
Oh my God.
Fuck.
And do you
Yeah.
have a couple more instructors with you?
Yes. I've got Shelley, who has been there with me from the beginning. So her and I actually started instructing together. We've always been instructing together, but she's had, like, you know, a baby in between and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So I'm sort of the one that but she's always been around.
Yeah.
And then I've kind of had a couple of girls every now and then do hens parties.
Right.
And they're awesome. But I just think like I'm real particular with how I want things to run and how like I want people to feel and the experience that they get, which is why like I try as much as possible for it to be me.
Yeah. Just like controlling it, so
yeah. And I think like I know like I'm real good at it, like what like the teaching and like how I can make people feel comfortable in like an uncomfortable environment, because most people feel uncomfortable coming, like usually.
Totally. You're in like tiny little shorts if your ass out.
And I reckon like a lot of the people like they want like it to be you too.
Yeah.
You know, at this point, you know, it's like I think it's like I feel like they'd be a bit let down, you know, if it's like, oh well, Abby's not here.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
And to be honest, like me and Shelly are better together.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like we try and avoid it's only ever one of us if the other one can't do it kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like we vibe off each other, like we have jokes together, and like we're both real good at it together.
Yeah. And people can feel that dynamic, I think.
Yeah.
When you work well together. So masterclasses, so you've like toured the country.
Yeah.
Where have you been?
Like usually always in Wellington, Hamilton.
I always see people commenting like, come back to Wellington, we need a masterclass.
Yeah, it's hard, like, because it's hard to get people, it's not as quick as what you'd think, like when you're out of Auckland, to like go, I'm coming down here, like, and then getting those tickets to sell and making sure that you're gonna make money off it, or like I usually try and tie it in with something that we're already doing, so it's like but
because you go down to Welly quite a bit anyway, eh?
Yeah, well we used to like quite a lot. I haven't done much touring recently just because of COVID. Like every time I had something planned, we had a lockdown or like something like that. But
have you got any coming up?
I'm gonna do it in the winter, so like because I have hens parties usually every Saturday in Auckland. In summer, so I try and do like winter stuff. I really want to go to Whangarei. I get like so many messages about it. So that's kind of the one that's like on the list. Like I've met people at gigs and they're like, please, like
comment down below if you're from Whangarei and you want Abbi up there. We'll send her.
I'm gonna come through.
So how do you balance like twerk life, because you're a deputy principal?
I'm actually the associate now. I was deputy for like 3 years.
I feel like people would be so surprised
I
hearing that.
Yeah, that's why.
Do you ever have people hit you up like teachers or like Karens or anything like that? Like
never a Karen.
No.
Nah, like most, like, well, no one to my face anyway.
Yeah. Or have your students ever found the page?
Yeah, I don't know if they've found the page. Like, well, yeah, they have. It's mainly through him, but I'm quite like.
I tell her she's like a legend, like an urban legend, in the like. Imagine for kids, like, gee, you know, like
hard out,
you know, like even if they're not, even if they're not saying anything, like they're fucking none.
Everyone had like the hot PE teacher, or that's crazy.
Like in the because she works at the primary, but the intermediate kids know her.
Yeah, they do.
And they like yell out to her in there, and like I was like that age, they fucking go, they go like burner accounts, and they're like following you.
Hard out. And do they know like about Dre and like?
Yeah.
Oh my god! So they must be like,
most people. It's usually people with like older siblings, like from my school anyway. That know. I do like try and. Like the page is private at the moment, and I do like keep an eye on like the follows and stuff, just because like not because I feel like I'm doing something wrong, but like I just want to be seen in a professional capacity at school, and like
totally keep the two separate.
And I just want to make sure that everything's like appropriate, and not have like the kids on there.
I think it is appropriate. I think it is so. Like, one, it's a creative outlet. It's a form of dance, and it's also fitness. Yeah, like I would have a lot to say if somebody did come at me. Yeah, and that's the good thing about like Karens and stuff these days. Like they actually have to be careful what they say, because they can get fucking
cancelled.
Cancelled. They can get so much hate for that. Even just like talking about what a woman is doing. Even like not that this is related to twerking at all, but like sex work. If you go after people doing OnlyFans and stuff like that, you got a whole community going like, how fucking dare you talk about the way that a woman's doing her own thing with her own body and earning her money, you know?
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah, I completely agree.
It's different in this day and age. Eh?
You got to be
Different,
so
man.
careful.
And I'm down for that OnlyFans coin, baby. Hey,
What'd you guys do
I'm
it?
keen for that OnlyFans coin,
I
baby.
know he always is
He
trying to
always.
Yeah, man. Shit. Line them up, man. OnlyFans.
hard out.
This has been like a year of conversation.
Yeah.
Nah, but you know what? You know what? This is what I said. This is what I think about OnlyFans. Shout out to everyone on OnlyFans, man. Like, you know, do your thing. But like, this is what I think about OnlyFans. It's something that like imagine years from now if it disappeared and then it was like, fuck.
Yeah.
We had this easy fucking outlet to just go and quickly make a fucking 100K, 200K,
Hard out.
whatever.
How many followers do you have on Instagram?
100,000, 100 and something.
Imagine 100,000 people paying like $5 a week.
Oi, I'll take 5,000
Yeah,
paying
yeah,
fucking,
totally.
you know, like
Exactly.
that's going crazy. Like,
Crazy.
so it's just like, and I just think like, I mean, we're kind of all right, but like, I mean, like, imagine having that and as an option, and then years down the track being like, fuck.
Yeah.
We could have
Missed
fucking
it.
just done that. You missed it, you know.
Yeah,
like now
yeah.
it's gone because I don't
Missed the
know.
boat.
Yeah.
But man, I just think about shit like that. Like man,
I know. I say that to Tim all the time. I'm like, I've got about the same size titties as in a pool. Like, we could just do the titties.
Wait,
We could
yeah, it
just do
doesn't
the
even have to be
titties,
that
you
wild.
know?
Like shit, it doesn't
Yeah.
have to be like fuck, suck my
Hey,
whatever.
Soft porn is huge.
Photos go hard.
Huge.
Photos go hard on OnlyFans. I've heard. I've heard photos go hard. Like, so I'm just like, man, you know,
Hard.
people getting rich off feet pics. I'm like,
I know.
I know. What
bro,
the
that's what I mean. I'm
Who's
like,
buying
man,
the feet pics?
who cares as long as they're buying them, you know?
No, it's a
Honestly.
huge thing. Like,
That's crazy
I don't know if
shit.
you guys know, but my dad and I used to own a brothel.
Yo.
Crazy.
And so I was running these girls as private girls, but they were all messaging and calling me, and I was pretending to be the girl, and I'd book these girls.
So you're pretty much already doing it.
She was a middleman.
You've already ran OnlyFans. Fuck,
no,
that's
but
it.
so because they would earn more money if they were listed as private, because the guys want to give the money directly to the girls.
Yeah.
Majority, I'm telling you, majority was fetishes, like foot fetishes,
Weird fetishes.
Hey.
voyaging, yeah.
Food.
Bro,
Yeah.
this one time I was with her and this dude messaged and he was like, I want you to get a burger or something and mush it up with your feet and record it.
Food ones went off.
Hey.
yeah.
Wash
Yeah.
it with your feet.
Yeah.
That
Like
makes
some
you
of
feel
the girls-
sick.
Like,
Yeah, like so it like goes through your toes.
Yeah. Yeah. That's hilarious. Some of the girls even were paid for like they'd get paid when they would see the guy in person, but they'd also get paid for like their pedicures every week, and
True.
they'd bring in free, because they have a shoe fetish as well.
Oh, so got the baddest heels.
Did they all
Yeah.
have really pretty feet though? Like,
I don't I can't remember.
Can't remember, but if you're getting them done constantly, they must
Yeah.
not be ugly.
And they're like, hey, I don't have to take a dick for a day. Like,
Yeah.
fucking oath, I use my feet.
Hard.
And
I'll
they
just
want,
mush a burger.
they're into like foot jobs,
yeah.
you know, like shit like that. And
That's weird shit.
even like the guy would want them.
It's funny because it's like something I'd like tell her to do as a joke, and then like think it's funny.
thinking that.
I'd be like, you just give her a
Hard
foot job and
out.
giggle at it the whole time.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's another fetish. The humiliation fetish.
Oh, what the
So
fuck?
the
Oh, yeah.
guy.
Oh yeah, I
So
man,
like
humans are
one
weird
of the
as fuck.
girls would come out, they'd be in with a guy, they'd come out and she'd come out and talk to me and be like, hey, can I bring the girls into the room that I'm in, and for $100 each, they just have to walk in and laugh at my client's dick.
true story.
Literally.
Whoa.
and he's paying for it.
Yeah, he's paying them $100 each to laugh at their dick. At his dick.
Fuck.
Wow.
Fucked up.
Well, you know what? You know what's crazy? Like we were talking about this the other day. Is like, you know how like people get to like a certain level of fame and like they have so
And they
much
turn
money
weird.
and they're so famous and then they like go gay and shit. Like they just start doing
Yeah.
weird because they've had sex with every sort of
Yes.
girl.
Oh my God.
Like
Who is that?
it's like it's so many people.
Yeah, hard
it's like
out.
all those rich like A class like they get way too famous and rich and then they
Yeah.
just like there's nothing left, so they're like,
Yeah.
fuck it. Like, I'm just gonna start like
nothing
fucking
left
guys or
wild.
like
Yeah.
just weird shit.
Yeah.
You're just
Because
like
they've had everything.
because they've had everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it doesn't
Fuck.
actually, they can't even like get satisfied off
Yeah.
normal.
Like the one, who's the one that,
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
choke wank and died or whatever.
Michael Hutchinson from
I don't know.
NXS.
I don't know.
It was
What's it
like a
called?
really famous.
When you like strangle.
Yeah, it was a really famous singer in Australia for this band, but he felt like he had done everything, and just the only thing that could get him off was choking himself while he would wank. And that's how he died.
That's how he died. He got
They
found.
found him in
They
his
found him.
hotel room, hanging in the fucking closet from the fucking robe, from the robe cord.
Oh my god, you guys are getting cancelled.
Rest his soul. Can you imagine
R.I.P.,
being found
R.I.P..
like that?
Oh
Dre
my
Skrila has been
God.
found in his at the
Louis
Bell
Vuitton
Swiss.
belt.
God.
Oh shit, man.
No, but there was someone
he
else
rest in
that was
peace.
like into bestiality
dude.
because of it. Like he felt,
Yeah.
It's just it goes
yeah.
on and on. People are into some weird shit.
Hey, man. You know.
If they pay, they pay.
Yeah.
So Abby, if he gets too big, you're gonna be traded in for a fucking choke wank.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
Holy shit!
That's goals, man. That's goals. Choke wank.
Where do we go from here?
Shit, man.
Yeah, that went on a bit of a high.
It's needed. It's needed.
Holy shit!
Clip that.
Okay. Health and fitness. Health and
Health
fitness.
and fitness.
You're looking massive.
Yeah, how's the training been?
Training's good, man. Training's always good. Training's always
Massive.
good.
I mean, like
Yeah. Training's always good as long as I'm not partying too much.
Yeah.
You know, and that's a hard balance for me. So the health and fitness is usually at the moment it is pretty good at the moment. But yeah, I'm in the gym every day pretty much.
nice.
I got a trainer, so I get trained because I need a PT because I'm like one of those people that's like if I was in the gym by myself, I'd just go in and be like, sweet, like did my little thing and then go.
Yeah.
So I need someone there to push me pretty much. I kind of, to be honest, I need like a coach for every part of my life. Like if I could afford a coach like for everything, I just need a coach for like
Bro, that's
home
facts.
balance, like a coach for business, like a coach for the gym, a coach just to like get me through the day. Like I just need coaches everywhere.
Yeah.
And that's how I tell her about it all the time, you know.
He's like, quit your job.
Yeah, I'm like, I need a PA. I'm like,
Yeah.
fuck, I need a PA. I was telling her the other day, I go, fuck, I might like try hire a PA or something.
I was like, fuck.
Yeah, she was
You're
like,
hiring
what do you mean?
me.
They're already doing
Yeah.
it. I was like, oh, well, sweet, you
And
know.
then the money stays in between you guys, you know?
Yeah, it's it's just I feel like she'll also be more valuable with me
Yeah.
doing
Best
this.
interest at heart.
Yeah, and it's like but it's also like that's what we're trying to navigate at the moment because it's like you also don't want I don't want to ruin something amazing because I was like coming and then it's like I just don't, not that I think that's gonna happen, but it could happen, you know. I don't
Yeah.
want to be
Yeah.
like 24 hours a day,
Yeah.
7 days a week, and I
Right.
also don't want her to ever feel like it's the Dre everything,
Yeah.
you know, like it's just
Yeah.
my
The Dre
whole life
show.
is just Dre.
It
Yeah.
already
Yeah,
is the
yeah.
Dre
Yeah.
show.
It's like it's already the Dre show,
Yeah,
but it's
yeah.
like I don't want her to
Yeah.
ever feel like fuck. This is just all I do. It's because I'd like hate for that to happen. Not that I think that she'll do that at all, but yeah, that's the only reason why I was like, I think I might hire a PA. You know?
It just has to be at the right time, you know,
Yeah.
and like the right conversations have to be had. I
Yeah, definitely. And it's
Yeah.
good to be aware of that before jumping into it, you know?
think. Yeah, 100%.
It's like mixing business with pleasure. You've
Yeah.
just got to have like, I think it's doable. You just need a structure of like, okay,
Yeah.
when do we put our phones down? When do we shut the laptop? Like,
Yeah.
when does it stop being all about Dre? And, you know,
Yeah.
Allocated time, eh?
yeah.
Yeah, times, and it's just
Balance,
like
eh?
balance.
Just all round balance. Is
You
That's
can't
what we
get
call
home
it.
and it can't still be work.
Yeah.
You know, it's like getting home and being like, fucking, that's just.
It is so hard to find balance in
yeah.
everything these days. Like everyone takes so much on.
Yeah.
Like everyone's got something going on outside of their like 9 to 5 or being a mom. Like we
Yeah.
struggle with that. Well, I feel
Yeah.
like we got it on lock at the moment. But
I think
it's
we got it more on lock is because we talk about it.
Yeah.
We make it
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
we voice it.
yeah,
Even if we
Communication.
are imbalanced,
Yeah.
even if we're just talking about that we need to have the balance, that's
yeah,
you feel like you're on.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
feel
yeah,
like
yeah,
you're
yeah,
balanced,
yeah.
but you're actually
Like-
not still.
Yeah.
You're still
Yeah.
like, fuck, I'm doing this hard up. Oh, babe, I know we need to hang out. Or like,
Yeah.
I know we need to go do this shit, but I just need to do this quickly. And you still let them, your other half, do that part that they need to do.
Yo.
That's still not the balance, but just because you guys have talked about it,
Yeah.
I feel like it works, and that's what we do.
It's not as simple to like go, like you say, like you can't just go, oh, at 8 o'clock from every night. We won't do that because
Yeah.
Yeah.
sometimes on a Wednesday I get home at 9 and on a Tuesday I get home at 8. So he's like bursting at the seams with hours of thoughts that
Yeah.
he's had all day. So we have to like talk till midnight, you know, and we're just lying in
Yeah.
bed like,
Yeah.
and he's just thinking out every little communication he's had with people and the millions of ideas he
Yeah.
has. But you know, like on a Tuesday and a Wednesday, like that doesn't happen until 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
Like,
Yo.
I get like that as
It's-
well because
Yeah.
I'm around the kids all day and I'm like, fuck, I haven't spoken to an adult once. You know, I've just been like, dun, 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 like
Yeah.
fucking listening to
I get home
Miss
and I'm
Rachel.
like, fuck, I need to go to bed at 10.
Yeah.
Gotta be up at 5.
And I get annoyed because I'm
Yeah.
like, but fuck, I need to have a conversation. Like,
Being a mum, man, hardest job in the world.
it is.
Hardest job in the world.
I was
man.
telling him the other day, like, because he's like, fuck, you roll around so much, you can never get to sleep. I'm like, okay, imagine if your
me paint you a
work site,
picture.
if you're building and you literally, imagine your car outside of work is your bed, okay? And you walk off site and then go, because that's what I'm
Yeah.
doing. I'm just
Well-
mumming, then I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm fucking racing. I don't get that wind down time because there's like, once the kids are in bed, I got a whole fucking tornado house to like repair. You know, it's so hard.
Is it hard finding the time now for like to relax, like, and you know, like be away from them? Like,
Yeah.
is that hard now? Because you'll think
It
like
is.
when you're like, oh, I'm gonna go wind down,
Yeah.
and then it's like you
No.
go to wind down, but then you're like, oh fuck, now it's like I want to make sure that everything's all good over there.
It's so hard. Like, we celebrated me having an early birthday on the weekend and we stayed over. Like, Tim was like, what do you want to do for your birthday? I was like, I just want to eat and I want to sleep. I want to sleep for like 2 days. I couldn't sleep last night till 3:30 a.m. I had the worst anxiety. I was crying. I was just wondering how the kids were. Like, you know, it's not that easy. It's like you need a couple days and then just to like get over that and then wind down. It's like, it's so
Yeah.
intense because it is a 24-hour job.
Hard.
You know,
I definitely
like-
got like a bigger appreciation for all mums now.
Yo.
Where before I'd see mums and wouldn't think much of it or like anything, but now when I see what she does, I'm like,
Oi, I
damn,
It's full on.
that's
Oi, there's
crazy.
like-
Even to my own mum now, I treat her on a whole nother level.
Yeah.
Like before, I've always respected my mum and put her like on a high pedestal,
Yeah.
but like
yeah.
now just seeing what she's done as well,
Yeah.
like I just treat
Same
her
with
even
me.
even better now, you know?
It's like unimaginable.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Being a
until you
mum,
live
man,
it.
hardest job.
I literally
bro.
had no relationship with my mum until I had kids.
Really.
And then I'm like, okay, I get it.
True. It's crazy. There'll be people out there that'll be like, oh, like she's just a mum, cracked it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? Yeah, that's the craziest
People
shit
think
ever.
you stay at
Yeah,
home
some
all
people
day.
are like,
Stay
oh,
at
you
home.
get to like kick back at home all day. Like, oh, solid, cracked it.
I'm like, I haven't had a shit by myself in like 2
Yeah.
years.
Or-
Do you know what I mean? Like,
Ah,
try
So
it.
many mums say that too. Like,
Literally,
Yeah.
because that's what it is.
yeah, we follow this funny lady. Yeah, she's got funny ass stories about that shit. What's her
Who's that?
name? Like
Was
she's
it
got all those
Beth?
kids. Yeah,
yeah.
hilarious
She
stories.
is
It's
man.
so hard.
But
Yeah, that's
But it is so rewarding. Like, it's the best thing I ever did. It's the best thing that we could have done. Like, fuck, we were just crazy
Yeah,
yeah.
animals. We
That-
just didn't know where to stop the
Crazy
bender.
animals.
We just,
Yeah. The timing of us having kids was just perfect, really.
yeah.
Like we were even when we had Tommy,
yeah.
we were still we took him to benders. Like he was a
Yeah.
little baby.
He's watching
Like-
this right
Sleeping over
now.
at your house.
Sleeping at we took him over when he was like a little I don't even know how old he was, just probably like a few weeks.
I don't really want to say this, to be honest.
Yeah, and he's like, he's
We
probably
took him to
yeah.
benders.
No, I'm just saying how we've changed. Like
Hey,
they
cut
need
that.
to-
Yeah.
Cut
they
that
need to-
part.
I'm
they need
talking
to-
more about our party life, like before having kids was crazy. Like,
Yeah.
we were, yeah.
Yeah, we were just
Weeknights,
nuts before
we'd have a
kids.
fucking line of cocaine and go to Kmart. Like,
Yeah.
Fun,
know?
Kmart.
I'd get home and would be on it straight away, just racking up, boom, for nothing as well. Sometimes
nothing.
we'll just rack it up just for nothing. We'll just chill.
Hey, it
and
happens. It happens.
Then, and then it'll
Does.
get to
It
like
happens.
we'll get to like 10 o'clock at night, and I'll just be like, I'll text one of the boys. It's like a Tuesday. All of a sudden, we're going till Saturday, and now we're in town partying, and then you like crash
Yeah.
on a Sunday, and then you got like Monday, Tuesday, you're recovering, and then you're back on it again. And
Yeah.
you've realized you're just on
cycle.
2 weeks, and you've just fucking done nothing.
It was
cycle,
a
man.
merry-go-round, like,
Yeah,
cycle,
we were
just-
rapid. So when we had
Yeah.
kids, it was like
Yeah.
Yeah.
it settled us
Wholesome.
right down.
Now
Yeah,
look at us, sober.
yeah.
Hey man,
It's
nothing wrong with
crazy.
that.
Yeah.
What
How
is-
long have you been sober for?
I've been sober since Christmas, so Boxing Day. I feel like I'm always gonna drink champagne on Christmas.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just my thing, like not get ridden off. You're with family. Like my whole problem with like drugs and alcohol was being with all my mates and not having like a time of when the bender would have to stop, you know?
Yeah.
Whereas like Christmas is like, I've got kids, I got to keep it together. Like I know it's not going to get out of hand.
Yeah.
So like having a bit of champagne. Yeah. And yours has been,
I've been sober since the 1st of November.
Man.
Fuck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That bender before that was hectic as well.
yeah.
Man.
But like,
Everything's sweet in moderation too, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
And
if you can
you're
that's
someone that can
yeah.
control that whole thing, like we've got one friend, we all have that one friend, don't need to
Yeah.
name him, but can just always like
it just maintains.
stop and just like maintain
Yeah,
and
yeah,
just,
yeah. That's
you know.
what I mean. It's just like some people can do it.
Whereas most of us, it's like gets to Monday and Tim will be like, fuck, they're still going. It's
Oh,
Tuesday.
oi.
And we're like, holy fuck. Like,
You can feel the anxiety through the phone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fuck yeah.
I don't know how people do it and like be hungover and be a parent because I
Yeah.
can barely
Oh,
live.
fuck.
that's
I
what
can barely keep myself
literally,
alive that
my
next
last
day.
time actually like having a big night was your birthday.
Yeah.
And that was the first time I'd had a big night since having 2 kids. And I was having a panic attack on the way home. I was like, how am I going to do this? I can't do this. Like, and we can't ask Dad to help. He just looked after them all night. Like,
yeah. Fucking nah. Honestly, yeah, that's the worst.
it's hard.
That's my poison. Like partying and alcohol and drugs is like my demon. Like
Yeah.
that's like I just can't. And I know what's right and what's wrong. Like I even like fuck. I could have been a millionaire ages ago.
Yeah.
But because I chose to like I know what I'm choosing as well. I'm
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
fuck. If I just am over here for this amount of time, it's like I'm stacked to the fucking hills. Like it's over.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
we'll still go party.
Yeah.
So, and I just it's just like.
It still feels like an easy choice too. It's terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we
Ter-
still go party, but it's never even a difficult decision to
Decision.
make. Like
Yeah.
we're both like, he's like, get ready, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah, like, just like that.
It takes one of you, just
Yeah, it
get
only
the
takes one just to be like,
slightest,
oh, I'm bored, and it's like
Yeah.
I know what that means. Like fucking
Yeah.
hell, it's like a Saturday,
Yeah.
and bro, it's just like that's fucking, and it's the worst. And honestly, it's what's even worse is like the more successful I get, the more I know I don't have to show up on Monday.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's that's the hard part, and that's something that I've been actually dealing with this year a lot because it's like I've had a lot of success, and I don't have to show up anymore.
Yeah.
For fuck, it doesn't matter anymore, and
Yeah.
I'm just like fighting with myself. And I actually had a conversation with someone like just yesterday, and they were talking to me about it like fuck, you know, like carry on, like keep going, don't get too comfortable. And it's
Yeah.
just like you just get complacent, and like
Yeah.
we talk about it all the time. It's like it's so hard not to just be like, oh, let's just go fucking fly out to this country, or let's just
Yeah,
go.
yeah,
Or I'm
yeah.
like at the moment I've been like every week fighting with myself to not buy a new car
Yeah.
because I know it's the wrong thing to do, and it's
Yeah.
like my ego, you know. And
Yeah,
I'm just
yeah,
like,
yeah.
fuck, like this is just difficult.
It's so hard.
Yeah, and I like wouldn't even have come down to the studio for like 4 days, and I'm just
Yeah.
like, what the fuck am I
Do you
doing?
find it hard to get back into like the creative
Oh my
zone
God.
after
Oh,
partying?
it's so hard.
It's
Yeah.
it's
hard.
actually a planned week off usually. Like so
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
so for instance, after my birthday that night.
Yeah,
like, we
literally, I
knew
came
that
down
was-
to the studio
yeah.
that week, and you're
Yeah,
like,
and I was
So, but
fucking
that was a
excited.
whole
couple
week
weeks,
off.
I'm like, yeah, bro, all good.
Yeah, I was fucking dead. Yeah.
But like even when we knew that week was coming, we were like, okay, like what do we have to get done this week?
Yeah.
Like because nothing's happening next week, and like you have to do that so that he doesn't get into this terrible like mindset, like
Yeah.
a terrible headspace. Like I'm gonna feel anxious. I can't see anybody, so
Yeah.
if I don't have to let anybody down, like let's do it
Yeah.
all this week. So to even do
Yeah.
that and plan a week off just for a
Totally,
night out,
yeah.
like
Yeah.
is crazy.
It's such a creative brain thing to do, eh? Like, just knowing it's going to take you a while to get back into it, and knowing like the thoughts that come after it. Like, do you suffer with like anxiety and depression and that kind
Oh,
of
yeah.
thing, or like thoughts of depression, anxiety? I hate when people say they've got anxiety and depression.
yeah.
You're like, telling yourself you've got that. And we all
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
like, you
yeah,
attract what we said before, you attract what you say, and you are what you say you are. Like, I like to just say I have thoughts of anxiety or thoughts of depression. Do you have shit like that?
100%. Like, I'm fucking riddled with it every fucking time after I do that.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's also part of it, eh? Like,
Yeah,
the drug,
it
like,
is.
to have
It
those
is.
extreme fucking highs.
Yeah.
And this is what I always tell people too, is like, when we party, it's not like your average fucking party.
Nah.
Yeah.
Because some people think they understand, you know? Like, I've had conversations with people that are like, oh, yeah, fuck. And I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Like,
Like, oh, we
you
had
know,
2 nights out in a row.
yeah, you know, and I'm like,
it's not that.
I'm like, yo, you just don't understand.
Yeah.
I'm like, nothing runs out.
Yeah.
It just goes forever, you
Yeah.
know? Like, so
That's
so,
what gives me anxiety about
Yeah.
it. Is like, I know it's just there and it doesn't have to stop.
yeah, it's just like,
Yeah, no one understands unless
one-
they party with us.
unless
No one
they
parties.
party.
No one
Yeah.
parties like how I used to party with you.
that's what I mean, bro. And
Not
like,
anymore.
Yeah.
and that's what I mean. And that's why it's like, it's so bad. It's like feelings of fucking anxiety times fucking 1,000. And on top of that, I have to deal with like, obviously my job and my life and like who I am. So it's like, I don't want to leave the house because I'm going to have to fucking take photos
Yeah.
at the dairy. Like
Yeah.
So
every
you have to
single,
always be on it.
always have to be on. It's like I'm skipping meetings. Then next minute I lost all this money because I chose not to, like, I'm too fucked from the weekend. Don't
Yeah.
want to go on and meet with this person
Yeah.
because I know I'm going to crumble.
Yeah.
You just don't have that extra edge, you know?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
It's almost like I feel, it's like the fucking guilt and shame of fucking drinking, partying, and doing
Yeah.
drugs and just being a piece of shit. And then it's like when I go meet with someone, it's almost as if they can feel it in my fucking face, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah, hard out.
And you're talking and they're like, oh, yo, and I'm like, oh, fuck. And then I'm crumbling more into my
Yeah.
fucking soul. And they're
Yeah.
like, what the fuck's going on? This is an awkward conversation.
Yeah,
Then we
yeah.
all leave and it's just weird.
Then
Yeah,
everyone's
yeah.
uncomfortable.
And then he go, like, whoever I'm having the meetings with, like, oh, fuck, I just met with Dre. Like, I didn't think we actually want to do that deal or whatever the fuck's going
yeah,
on, you
yeah,
know?
yeah.
Like, that was weird. I thought he was had different kind of energy, and that's what happens. And that's why I'm like, oh, I got to stop doing this. But
On the upside, though, like,
time.
some of the best connections and
Oh,
like
Yeah.
the best people that we've met have been in those times.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
some friendships,
Yeah,
like business
so that's
wise, like
Yeah.
just like those, and like you connect with people on a different level. Like
Definitely.
it's not just
Yeah.
a handshake and a random like dinner or something. Like
Yeah.
you get to know these people and
Yeah.
have really good convos.
Little bit
Yeah.
of truth serum.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
100.
Yeah.
That is
Little
my
bit of a
favorite
life
thing.
story.
Yeah, my favorite thing about a bender is like, and how she was just saying, like, I've fucking made some of the baddest connections with people. And it's only because I've been on benders.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or else
yeah.
we would never have had like teed up. We would never have been like in the club drinking, and then we'd never be on the
Never
couch
got
at
deep.
4 a.m. Fuck
Yeah.
Yo, my bro, well, fuck, I do
Yeah,
that
yeah.
too.
You're
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
very good at that. Like when
Damn.
our group kind of all parties, for a while there, it's always like the girls are on this side and the guys are on that
Oh, I
side. You're
hate
always
that.
coming over to us girls and you're
Yeah.
like genuinely so interested in all our lives.
Yeah.
Like you're always like
Can't
that with
stand that
us.
separate
Oh, the boy-girl
Hey.
thing?
I can't deal.
I hate it.
It gives
I
me
hate
anxiety.
It. Yeah. I hate
it gives me anxiety too.
Like I used to have to get used to that because like at the clubhouse it's like so much more of a big thing where you can't
Yeah,
like
yeah,
walk
yeah.
over to the
Yeah.
boys or like
Yeah.
but I hate it when our friend group is like
I don't
that.
do
Like,
it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
you
no, I
always
don't.
Why
break
is it?
that.
Why is
I
it? Why is
think
it a thing?
I think it's an old thing like that.
It's
That
like a
never
disco.
broken.
It's like a
Yeah,
school
I think
disco.
it's like
Yeah.
a generational thing. Like I think it's just like the people older than us did it,
Yeah.
and then it just passed through.
Yeah.
and like, but I'm trying to break that
Yeah.
shit, bro. Like if it's
Hard
anything to
out.
do with me, it's like
You're doing
not
it.
happening.
I honestly notice you
Yeah,
do
because
that.
remember we were going to go for dinner that one time, and it was like we were at the fights, and like
Oh,
the boys,
yeah.
the boys got put on one table, and then the
Bro.
girls, and you're
yeah,
like,
I know.
no, Abby's
At
sitting
Hems's
with me,
fight.
yo,
Yeah.
and we were like, hey, what? Nah,
Yeah.
the boys.
What do you mean? Like I'm like, bro, like what? I want to have a proper conversation.
Yeah, yeah, hard out.
It's my
Yeah.
favorite part of the night when everything starts
Yeah,
mixing.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
as soon
Hard
as
out.
everybody's like had a few drinks and then everyone sort of intertwines and I'm like, yes, now I can relax.
Yeah.
No, hard
Yeah.
out.
Hard
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
You still watch heaps of YouTube?
Yep.
Who do you watch? Like, do you watch any guys on Mindset or anything like that, or do you
Yeah.
try and like find little hidden gems? Or
I'm forever watching podcasts. I probably
All
like
day.
I probably watch like fuck. I couldn't even say. It'll be if I'm not like working, I'm at home watching podcasts, and it's like either about business, it's about like some rich billionaire talking about how he got rich, some millionaire talking about how he got rich,
Sometimes that is your work day.
That is work for me.
I
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
That's like me scrolling TikTok at night.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I'm trying to get inspiration, you know?
Yeah.
And I love it.
Do you got any podcasts you'd recommend for anybody to watch?
Definitely Earn Your Leisure is big, is huge.
Yo,
and like
you
you guys
understand me?
obviously and you guys watch like, 19 Keys
19
and like,
Keys.
obviously they're fucking huge in the podcast
I want to
game.
meet
Like,
that man and just say thank you.
oh, you guys, I have no
like-
doubt you guys will end up meeting those dudes, like all of them. And,
it's so
it's
cool.
like, those are obviously like, they're musts. Like, if you're
Yeah,
trying
most people don't know like 19 Keys and all that though as well. Like,
yeah.
that's-
They're
I
just late to the
remember
party.
when he messaged you and said like, do you watch 19 Keys? And you replied, you understand me?
and I was like, oh,
And I was like, oh my God.
Yeah. All of those. But I'm a real podcast head. Like for fucking us. I was watching Joe Rogan back when he was like
Yeah,
that
same.
old ass shit. Like,
Yeah.
and but yeah, just like I watch all sorts of podcasts now. I watched like I got one from Ads like that he watches. I think it's called like Diary of a CEO or something.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah,
that's
yeah.
like a good one that like I seen him watching, and then I fucking tapped in on that. And then just like I watch heaps of vloggers.
Yeah.
Yeah. I watch heaps of like I watch obviously like Nauk and all of them.
Yeah.
Steve will do it big in that. Mike Malak, he's good as well.
Steve will do what's on.
Steve, yeah, man, he's fucking goat. But yeah, I'm a YouTube fanatic. G.
What would you say to like younger kids like running your old life type thing? Like, because Tim said that he never felt like there was a way for, like he just didn't know that this other life was there type thing, and didn't know how to change his life and just kind of like shift it from thinking my life can't exit West Auckland.
Yeah. This is always a hard question for me. I think I don't know. I mean, if I had to think like what my younger self would want to hear, like if I thought that I was like talking to my younger self, I would be like, it would have to be something like just like trying everything, like try more things.
Yeah.
Try more things, like
Yeah.
because it's the only way. Like something that I notice about a lot of young people and like even older people is like no one knows what they're passionate about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like no
It's a
one has a
big
fucking
thing.
clue. Like it's
Yeah.
like you're like, bruh, like obviously I was fortunate enough to find something that I love, and now I'm like, bro, this is amazing. Like this is what I do. I love this shit. So many people don't know what they want to do, even no matter if they're successful, even if they've got all the
Yeah.
money already, just a
Yeah.
lot of things, and you're just like, what do you love? Like, and it's
Yeah.
You
like
don't
they have no
know unless you
purpose.
try.
Hard
Yeah.
And if you got no purpose, then it's just like you're just not living a
in that
fulfilled life.
autopilot, hey?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just helped one of my
Autopilot life.
boys like last week doing that. Actually, I told him the same thing, and he said, "But how do you find your purpose?"
Yeah,
So like, an easy way to find your purpose is just start writing shit down. Write down like 10 things that you like, and then slowly eliminate it, and you eventually find what
Yeah,
you
you
like.
got- yeah.
That's one way anyway of doing it.
100%, bro. If you're not trying things, that's why you just have to. And that's why something that I tell cause I say to my sister as well. I'm like, like fucking try everything, because you just never gonna know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can like, and some people might like, you could go get a good job and be fucking like on amazing pay and just like your life's sweet, you're good, like, and still be like, well, it's just like, you're just like,
Exactly.
it's just like an unfulfilled life
Yeah.
if you just don't have any
Yeah.
purpose. And like, because I feel like, just like making content and stuff like that is like, it's fulfilling, fucking, and I think that's what I'll say to kids. It's just try.
I think you
more
need to like
things.
be fulfilled in more parts of your life. Like people having kids young and thinking that that's it, like you just got to hustle and like keep the family happy, but there's room for you to find your passion outside of that as well. And like that's what I'm so supportive of Tim with his boxing. Like, yeah, he's out of the house a lot, but that makes him the best dad, the best partner, the best version of himself, because he's doing his art form and he's like, he's just a way better person if he does that. Like everyone needs to get into their passion and it opens so many different revenues as well.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, hard out. Because I know, like, I know there'll be people out there that'll just be going home, but deep down inside, they know they want to go do what they love.
Yeah, bro.
And they'll feel like,
or...
fuck, my missus is stopping me from going to do this. Like,
Yeah,
and you're just at home just being half-assed. But if you actually go do your passion
yeah,
and actually just speak up to your missus, you come home and give your family your all because you got to have your outlet, you know?
Yeah. I think as long as you like show your partner a sacrifice, like Tim sacrificed his partying and stuff and did his passion. Because I was like, well, you can't go out and bender all weekend and then do boxing all week. Like, where do me and the kids fit in? So like, he's like, well, I love my boxing more than partying, and boxing's better for me than my partying. So he sacrificed that, and like, it just balances itself. Hey, like, you have to make that sacrifice, I think.
But that's where, like, again, communication comes in, though, because some people will be going home to their missus thinking that they're stopping them from doing a passion, but the missus probably doesn't even know that that's what they're passionate about, and that's why they want to go and do something, like, you know?
And open up those
like,
combos. I don't know, like, I'm not in other people's relationships, but... like, I know people have mediocre relationships and they don't get into those like deep things about like, if you're sitting with your partner right now and you don't know what their passion is, like, what are you up to?
Yeah, it's a skill. It's a skill to have those conversations.
Yeah.
Communication's a fucking skill, man.
Yeah.
Some people don't know how to do that.
Yeah.
So
like a lot of
That's
people.
so true.
It's a skill.
But the man also has to let the feminine talk as well and speak her side. Most of the time, they can't even speak up and like, if they want to talk like, nah, then the man will be like, fuck, shut up. Like, what are you talking about? You know? So you got to like be open to let them say their side as well.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it will never work. You'll just
Even
be stuck
into
in the
like
same level.
your shit, like, you're always coming to me with stuff that has nothing to do with me, and he just wants like a feminine perspective on something, and it's just that like polarity, that that duality of feminine and masculine. Like, you need to hear both sides because you've got both sides like yin and yang inside you. So you need a woman and a man to like.
Yeah, you'll never make it without a woman.
No, I'll be fucked if I wasn't with her. Pretty much. I mean, I'll make it out on the other side, but it would have been a fucking long process. Like, it would have been a long, because like the other thing is like, you know, like for what I do is like, you know, you could easily get caught up in like, oh, I'm just gonna run around and fuck 1,000 girls every day. Like, you know, it's so fucking, and like people have said it to me. Like, fuck, you could just be going out and fucking doing whatever you want, and I'm just like, bro, do you know how fucking energy consuming that is? Like, bro, do you know like that? Just to like chase girls around like constantly would just be like, if I did it from the beginning, it would have just been like fucking
and to just like keep up with lies on lies and just trying to always mend the relationship
hard out, and it's just that thing, it's just unfulfilling.
you
know, it's just like
hard out
to realize that from the start. That's solid, bro.
Hard out.
Because
I love love.
I
love to love.
you
know what I mean? I'm just like that. Like I was like, woman raised me, and I just love to love. You know, so I just think that it's like, I've always been like I'll be in a relationship over fucking trying to run the field.
Totally. It is time consuming, energy consuming for sure.
Fuck yeah, having to be funny 24/7, man.
You still try.
I'm so funny, it might come across as flirting.
If I don't laugh at some jokes, sometimes he's like, "Do you not find me funny?"
You used to laugh at all my jokes.
You used to think I was hilarious.
That's what she says to me.
Literally. Oh my god.
And I'm
like,
like,
you're
I
annoying.
just
I'm
didn't hear you.
Whoa, what do you mean? You would have laughed at that ages ago.
I thought that was hilarious.
You have to be in the mood now.
Like, don't piss me off and then try to be funny.
Hard out.
So what's next for you?
I don't know. No.
I think for both of them, because
so what's next for you? What's your
You go, babe. You go and I'll finish it. You go.
Okay. For me, just to keep building twerk, and probably at the moment just working towards eventually leaving teaching for a while, and hopefully New Zealand for a while.
Live somewhere else.
I want to live somewhere else for a while.
What's next for me? Just a lot. I think I have so much shit that I feel like hasn't even happened yet, and I'm excited for everybody to see my journey. You know, it's amazing to have everybody. Like, it's amazing to have you guys here, even now doing this too. That's mean to see that. And yeah, I don't know exactly what, but it'll be something great. It'll be something great.
Well, we have no doubt about that for both of you.
Yeah.
Definitely leading the way for New Zealand comedy, and you with your twerking. I feel like you have so much more to bring, like so much. I'm so excited to watch and be part of it as well.
Thank you.
And we'll take your space when you guys leave.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
But yeah, thanks
All
for
yours,
coming
man.
on, and thanks for being our
Thanks,
First
guys.
first ever.
It was my first podcast.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh my
No,
god.
Thanks for having us, man.
Yeah,
No
thank
worries.
you.
Gang, gang.
Gang, gang.